Hello soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new to this channel, you're very much welcome. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to sew this beautiful gown showing right now on the screen. There is a part 1 to this tutorial. If you haven't seen it, I will link it up here and I'll also pin it in the comment section for you to watch. So the part 1 is about the cutting, and this video right now is about the sewing of this gown. So if this is something you're interested in, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get right into this video. Welcome back guys. So we drafted this pattern in the part 1 of this video. Like I said, I'll pin it down in the comment section, so if you haven't seen the tutorial, you can just watch. So we drafted this pattern, and now we'll be going ahead to cut the fabric and also sewing the pieces together. For the tutorial of the skirt part, I will link it up here and I'll also pin it down in the comment section for you to watch. So now let's get right into the sewing. So this is my pattern, this is the bustier, and I'm cutting it on my fabric. As you can see that I'm adding my sewing allowance and the joining allowance to all the side. So for the side, I'm using 1.5 inches, and every other side I just added half inch to join it. But for the sides, I'm using 1.5 inches. So this is the back also, and I'll also go ahead and add the joining allowance and the sewing allowance. So for my bodies, I'm using the same Ankara for the lining, so I'll be cutting two of this. So because I'm using the same thing for the lining, I'm using the same Ankara for the lining. So this is what I have. So after I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and add stay to the main fabric, and for the lining I won't add any stay. So for the skirt part, I went ahead to turn it with my lining, and this is what I have. This is my yoke, and this is the back yoke. So for this zipper side, I'll be folding it in with just half inch twice, and for the neckline I added quarter inch. This is because I'll be using a bias tape to turn it. At the shoulder area I added half inch, and at this armhole side you should add quarter inch also, because we'll be using bias to turn all the sides. For the front, the neckline and the armhole area too, you add quarter inch, but for the other side you add half inch. So this is the gathers I'll be adding at the bust area, and for this it is length 6.5. so the length is 6.5. I'll be joining with half inch, and I'll be hemming the lower part with 1 inch, and the length of each one I have here is about 32 inches, so I have 4. I'll be joining everything together, and I'll be making 8 gathers on it. So now this is the front yoke. Let's start sewing. So we'll start by hemming the neckline. Like I said, we added quarter inch, so I will hem the armhole side and also the neckline. So for the back, I'll first fold this part with half, then I will now hem the neckline and the armhole line. So you fold it like this, then you now hem the neckline and the armhole line. This is what it looks like. I went ahead to add a buttonhole because I'll be fixing the button to this side, but this is what it looks like, and this is the front also. So this is what I have after making the gathers, and this is it here. So now for my bustier, I'll go ahead and I'll join the main fabric separate, and I'll join the lining. Like I said, I'm using the same fabric for the lining and the main fabric. So I'll go ahead for the back. I'll just go ahead and make my darts on both the lining and the main fabric. So this is the bustier part. As you can see, even without padding it, it still stands. So now I'm measuring this part. It is very important, just measure what you have there. So for me, I have almost 13 inches, but I want to trim about quarter inch away. Just want to trim about just quarter inch away. Yes. So now I'll be fixing this my yoke on it. So I like to notch the neckline a bit if I'm working with a sweetheart neckline, so that whenever I want to sew it, it will be easy. So I'll just notch with my sewing allowance, which is half inch. So just notch it a bit, so when you place your net on it and when you want to sew from side to side, it will be easy for you to sew. So this yoke must end half inch away from the armhole area. You will see that very soon. So I'll also use my lining to cover it up when I'm done. So this is the back. I went ahead to make the darts, and I'll also be fixing the yoke on it. So to place the yoke on the back, you have to move it in 1.5 inches away, because the allowance we have at the back area is now 1.5. So you have to move it 1.5 inches away. I don't know what measurements, what allowance you use. So whatever allowance you added, just move it in. Then I will pin it, and I will use the lining to cover it. So I will only be pinning the edge for now. So when I want to sew, I will do the rest. And when you are joining, there should be 0.5 inches space left at the armhole area. So I'll also move this in by 1.5 inches like I did for the other side. Then I'll also pin it down and use the lining to cover it. So I will sew the zipper area, the side, and also these parts. So I'll go ahead and sew this. So after I was done sewing, this is what I have. So this is the zipper side, and as you can see, the armhole area, I left 0.5 inch at the sides. There's 0.5 inch there, and there is 0.5 inch at this side also. So now you go ahead and measure like this. As you can see how I folded the zipper allowance inside. So what I have here is almost 13. Just keep that in mind. We have 13 at that side. I will also go ahead and measure the front, and for the front I have about 12 inches. So 12 plus 13, that's 25. Why we need this measurement is because of the cold shoulder we are making. So my off shoulder round is 36 inches. So when I remove 25 from 36, the remaining measurement I have will be for my sleeve opening. You will understand better very soon. So now I'll go ahead and join the skirt parts to the upper parts like this, and I'll also do the same thing too for the back. So this is the back, and I will also go ahead and just join this also. So after joining, as you can see that I did not join it at the back. This is because of the ruffles we want to attach, so it will be easy. And I did not also join this at the shoulder area. Please just make sure your gown is still opened like this. So this is my armhole where we'll be fixing the sleeve. So if you notice your armhole is small, you can reduce it, but my own armhole is perfect like this, so I'll be leaving it. So the 0.5 inch we left at this yoke area is what we'll be using to attach the sleeve to it. So this is my sleeve, and it is a basic sleeve. I'll link a video up here on how to draft that. So for this part here, I'll just be ruling the line. You know, when I measured my off shoulder round is 36, and what we measure on the front and the back yoke is 25. So I should have about 12 inches left. So I'll be dividing the 12 inches on both sleeves. So I should have 6 on both sides like that. I went up a little bit here. This is because I will be hemming this sleeve with this fabric also. Like I'll just be folding it in, so it will reduce when I'm done folding. And for the armhole, you measure your armhole on your dress to know what you'll be leaving at this side, and also take note of your sewing allowance. So after joining, that's reduced, so I'm using 4 inches. No, not up to 4. This is because I'll be joining this sleeve to the bodice too, so I have to add the allowance. So I'm retrimming this part here to accommodate the sleeve opening and also the armhole. So when I measured the armhole, it was my accurate armhole measurement with the sewing allowance of 1 inch. So I'll be sewing this part with 1 inch, and this opening here is the remaining measurement from my off shoulder. So this is the sleeve, and I'll go ahead and fix it to the dress. So after fixing to the dress, this is what I have. As you can see that the shoulder is not joined yet, so you have to still leave it open for now. Now we'll be fixing the ruffles or the gathers at the bust area. So for the gathers, you make sure you secure the edge. Then after that, you place the gathers like this. As you can see, you sew like this, then you flip it downward. So when you are sewing, you make sure that the ankara is not showing. So you sew on the white net, and you make sure that you fold this side in like this, and it must start from the yoke. Where the yoke is starting from should be your starting point also, so it must align with the yoke. So for the sleeve part also, you flip it open like this, then you sew on top of the part that was hemmed on the sleeve. So make sure you sew very close to the tip, and after sewing, this is what you should have. So you can go ahead and top stitch, but I did not top stitch mine. I just left it like this. As you can see, it is aligning, and for the sleeve area too, it came out well. So you go ahead and just iron it down so that it can lay flat. So now the next thing to do is to join the shoulder area. Then you go ahead and join the zipper area. So with that, we are done with the gown. So this is what my gown looked like. As you can see, the zipper there and the button I added to this part here. So this is the zipper, and it came out perfectly. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and also turn on your post notification to get notified whenever I drop new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.